Hi, my name is Julio Rivera. I'm an activist, journalist, adventurer, veteran, television presenter, and businessman. I've covered many of the major historical events going on around the world over the past several years, and after watching regime changes, conflict, and historic elections globally, I've come to the conclusion that the most underreported crisis in the world today can be defined in only one word: malware. That's why I've decided to dedicate my time to educating people everywhere and exposing the dangers that exist on the devices that we've become tethered to and depend on for so many reasons in our day-to-day life. Welcome to This Week in Malware. On This Week in Malware, we'll be covering WIAW Ransomware joins the Stop Djvu ransomware family. Cpverify is a Mac threat categorized as a browser hijacker, and Paraboobs.xyz is a dubious website associated with adware and browser hijackers. WIAW Ransomware is another member of the prolific Stop Djvu ransomware family. Like other associated strains, this version locks target files and then demands a ransom fee to restore file access. Malicious programs like WIAW Ransomware can be distributed via software bundles, so if you tend to download freeware or pirated apps via torrent or cracked software sites, you may end up installing similar threats. WIAW Ransomware locks most of the popular file types, including photos, music, documents, and videos. During the file encryption process, WIAW Ransomware adds the WIAW extension to the affected files and leaves a ransom note on the user's desktop and in every folder that contains encrypted files. When WIAW Ransomware is downloaded and installed, it employs the AES encryption algorithm to lock up target files. More often than not, information stealers like VDAR and Zeus are deployed alongside ransomware, and this allows hackers to access sensitive user information before encrypting the files. Thus, it is possible that WIAW Ransomware comes with an info stealer as well. Once the file encryption is complete, WIAW Ransomware demands a ransom in exchange for the decryption key. The decryption key costs $980, but the ransomware's operators will offer a 50% discount and only charge $490 if the victim contacts them within the first 72 hours after infection. The hackers can be contacted at support@freshmail.top and data-restore-help-airmail.cc. We discourage establishing contact with the ransomware owners, however, as there is no guarantee that they will provide decryption tools after payment or even communicate with you. It is important to note that WIAW Ransomware does not just encrypt data. It may also attempt to delete all shadow copies of the affected files stored on your computer. This can make it extremely difficult and nearly impossible to recover your documents and data. It is highly recommended that you do not attempt to pay a ransom for a decryption key, as this does not guarantee you will get access to your encrypted files. The best course of action is focusing on methods that could help you restore your data and protect your system from similar threats. Additionally, anyone who suspects their system has been infected with ransomware should immediately disconnect plugged-in devices from the affected computer, because ransomware may spread across several devices on the same network. How do I deal with the WIAW ransomware infection? To protect yourself from the WIAW ransomware attack, you should practice safe web browsing habits like refraining from opening email attachments from unknown senders and downloading programs from unreliable sources.
You should also have a reputable malware remediation tool installed on your computer. That way you can scan for elements associated with this ransomware and other malware. Also, to reduce the potential damage of a future ransomware infection, please consider backing up your files on an external hard drive or cloud storage.
In the online world, where keeping your information safe is really important, there's a problem called Cpverify. It's a sneaky program that hijacks your browser and may cause various issues for Mac computers and user privacy. We shall look into what programs like Cpverify are all about, how they spread, why they're potentially harmful, and how to get rid of them. Cpverify is categorized as a browser hijacker. Browser hijackers affect Mac web browsers such as Safari, Chrome, or Firefox with the primary objective of inundating users with intrusive advertisements, pop-ups, and redirect prompts. Cpverify modifies browser settings to facilitate aggressive online advertising campaigns, thereby disrupting user browsing experiences. How does Cpverify spread? The distribution of Cpverify typically occurs through various vectors, including software bundling. Cpverify may be bundled with legitimate software downloads or freeware shareware applications, thereby accidentally infiltrating Mac systems without users' explicit consent. Unreliable websites. Users may inadvertently encounter Cpverify while browsing unfamiliar websites, where they are prompted to download purported software updates or utilities containing the hijacker. Phishing emails. Phishing emails or fraudulent messages may entice users into clicking on outgoing links or downloading attachments harboring Cpverify, thereby installing them on Mac systems. Why is Cpverify a danger? The presence of Cpverify within a Mac system poses various dangers, including compromised browsing experience. Cpverify hijacks web browsers, inundating users with incessant pop-ups, banner ads, and redirect prompts, thereby impeding their ability to browse the internet effectively and hindering productivity. Potential privacy concerns. Cpverify may collect and share personally non-identifiable user data, including browsing history and search queries, with unreliable third parties, thus possibly jeopardizing user privacy and facilitating targeted advertising campaigns. How do I remove Cpverify from my computer? To mitigate the risks posed by Cpverify and restore system integrity, users can employ the following strategies for removal. Utilize antivirus software. Employ reputable antivirus or anti-malware software to conduct a comprehensive system scan and identify and remove Cpverify and associated malware. Remove suspicious extensions. Remove any suspicious browser extensions or add-ons associated with Cpverify from Mac browsers to mitigate its intrusive behavior. Reset browser settings. Reset browser settings to default to remove any lingering traces of Cpverify and restore browser functionality to its original state. Remember to save any bookmarks or other customizations because a full browser reset may delete them all. Exercise caution online. Exercise caution when downloading files or clicking on links from unknown or untrusted sources to prevent inadvertent installation of Cpverify onto your Mac system. Stay informed. Stay informed about emerging threats and best cybersecurity practices to effectively combat the proliferation of browser hijackers like Cpverify and Protect Mac systems from potential threats. Cpverify and similar browser hijackers represent a possible threat to Mac users. By understanding their distribution methods, inherent issues, and strategies for removal, users can effectively safeguard themselves against these programs and preserve the integrity of their systems. Vigilance, proactive security measures, and prompt action are imperative in dealing with browser hijackers like Cpverify. In the online world, where legitimate platforms coexist with malicious entities, Paraboobs.xyz emerges as an unreliable website known for its association with adware and browser hijackers. We will delve into the nature of Paraboobs.xyz, its distribution methods, the inherent threats it poses, and strategies for its effective removal from computer systems. Paraboobs.xyz represents a dubious online platform designed to deceive and exploit unsuspecting users. This website operates under the guise of legitimate content, but subjects its visitors to a barrage of intrusive browser notification spam, redirecting them to various other websites, many of which are unreliable or potentially unsafe. How do users encounter Paraboobs.xyz? The dissemination of Paraboobs.xyz typically occurs through various channels, including redirections from rogue advertising networks. Users may inadvertently land on Paraboobs.xyz through redirections triggered by websites utilizing rogue advertising networks. These networks exploit vulnerabilities within legitimate platforms to redirect users to Paraboobs.xyz, thereby increasing the likelihood of exposure to potentially harmful online content. Clickbait links and misleading messages. Users may encounter clickbait links or misleading messages, enticing them to visit Paraboobs.xyz under false pretenses, thereby facilitating its propagation through social engineering tactics. Malicious software bundling. Apps linking to Paraboobs.xyz may be bundled with legitimate software downloads or distributed through software bundling techniques, infiltrating users' systems without their explicit consent and exacerbating the proliferation of adware and browser hijackers. What are the troublesome implications of Paraboobs.xyz? Redirections to Paraboobs.xyz herald numerous undesirable consequences, including intrusive browser notification spam. Paraboobs.xyz inundates users with intrusive browser notification spam, disrupting their browsing experiences and impeding productivity. Exposure to unreliable content. Visitors may be redirected to various other websites, many of which may harbor unreliable or potentially unsafe content, thereby increasing the risk of exposure to unwanted software, phishing scams, and other cybersecurity threats. Potentially compromised user privacy. Paraboobs.xyz may collect personally non-identifiable user data, including browsing history and search queries, to remote third parties, thereby possibly jeopardizing user privacy and facilitating targeted advertising campaigns. How do I remove apps related to Paraboobs.xyz from my computer? To mitigate the risks posed by Paraboobs.xyz and restore system integrity, users can employ the following strategies for removal. Utilize antivirus software. Employ reputable antivirus or anti-malware software to conduct a comprehensive system scan and identify and remove instances of Paraboobs.xyz and associated threats. Disable browser notifications. Disable browser notifications from Paraboobs.xyz and other suspicious websites to prevent further inundation with intrusive spam. Reset. Reset browser settings to default to remove any lingering traces of Paraboobs. Restore browser functionality to its original state. Some browsers may not retain your customizations after the full reset, so be sure to save your settings before you reset your browser to default. Exercise caution online. Exercise caution when browsing the internet and avoid clicking on clickbait links or visiting suspicious websites to mitigate the risk of exposure to rogue platforms like Paraboobs.xyz. Stay informed about emerging threats and cybersecurity best practices to effectively combat the proliferation of rogue websites and protect computer systems from potential vulnerabilities. In conclusion, unreliable online platforms like Paraboobs.xyz pose various threats, exploiting vulnerabilities within legitimate websites to subject users to intrusive browser notification spam and lead them to potentially unsafe content. By understanding its propagation methods, potential issues, and strategies for removal, users can effectively safeguard themselves against Paraboobs.xyz and preserve the integrity of their systems. Vigilance, proactive security measures, and prompt action are imperative in combating the S-likes of Paraboobs, sources.
You know, as I think about the dangers that exist online, not unlike the subjects we learned about in this video, I know I feel a lot better having an anti-malware program like Spy Hunter installed in my PC, providing me the protection I need against malware, and I think you should too. Spy Hunter 5's strongest features are found in its malware repair capabilities. Spy Hunter 5's remediation algorithms dive deep into your system to remove and address complex malware issues affecting PCs today. While many anti-malware products only flag and quarantine malware and ultimately fail to fully remediate the root problem, The SpyHunter 5 remediation algorithm detects, quarantines, and programmatically repairs malware problems on your PC. SpyHunter 5 is a powerful PC utility that repairs malware threats in many cases where other competing anti-malware and antivirus programs may fail. To detect and remove malware for free, go to enigmasoftware.com and download SpyHunter today. Thanks for watching.